and welcome to Los Terralamas. I'm Cindy Crawford, and today we have this PlayStation that my friend gave me from work. He was trying to fix an overheating issue and start taking it apart to clean it. No. And he broke off some wires. Broke off a connector. That's why this is all apart. This is how I received it. I've actually never taken apart a Ps4 before, but yeah, this is what it looks like when someone has mangled it. But right here, if you can see it, there should be a little connector there, and there's not one. So I'm going to try and repair it. I'm not going to actually attempt to reconnect the connector. That would be a lot of work for no purpose for me. It's not anything anyone can see. And then I'm also going to do an upgrade. First, we're going to put it all back together, or fix it, put it back together, and then put the old hard drive in, run it up, see how it goes. And then I'm replacing the hard drive with this is a HDD, this is a spinning drive. I have a solid state drive, and this is 2 terabytes. This is 1 terabyte, and that should give it a lot more, maybe performance, more like loading speed though. You're gonna see better loading speeds with a SSD over a regular hard drive. Got my soldering iron here. Let's get that thing heated up. Down, like it's been cold in my room all day, and now it gets burning. Whoa. We're gonna figure out where these are going on the back side of the board. You want to touch one of there's little spots where it was ripped off at. I already kind of did this. You gotta scratch off a little bit of the green stuff to get down to the metal on each of those lines, and then go back to the back and you touch it. And you know that one goes to here on the back. So you can do that for each of these and find out where it's going. Ooh, we got a blue light. We've got a blue light. Oh. Might be more broke than I thought. All right, it's the next day, and I finally figured out why it wouldn't start. It may have had something to do with my wiring. I rewired it anyway, but the main issue is actually this power supply. It's not putting out 12 volts, and it's supposed to be putting out, those wires are, 2 of them are ground and 2 of them are putting out 4.8 volts, and only one of them was doing that. The other one was putting out 4.77, which wasn't enough to actually activate whatever mechanism is in here. It wasn't allowing it to start. So, and it wasn't getting 12 volts. No matter what I did, I couldn't get 12 volts to come out of that. So what I did is I took a computer power supply and hooked it up to it. I was able to get it going, and it jumped the green and the black, fan spinning up on the power supply, and then you hit the power. We got power, fan spinning. It may have a slight issue booting the first time because it hadn't started, or it wasn't shut down properly, but it should. I played a game, it was fine. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't want to, the guy wants it back. The guy I got it from, I suggested I'll upgrade the hard drive, and told him I'd fix the wires or whatever that he broke when he ripped it apart. Anyway, so I let him know today that the power supply is messed up. I said, well, we can buy a new power supply and put it in there for another $40, or I can throw a power supply I have lying around in there for $20 because, and he said he'd rather it look Frankenstein. So I guess that's what we're going to do.
The next day,
Come to a decision. And after talking with the person that is going to be owning this PlayStation, before he said he wants it Frankenstein. It's like, okay, so I'm gonna add this power supply here. And then I gave him another option. I said, or we can use this cable box power supply. And now I can't figure out how to make this power supply in here turn on without having it plugged into this circuit board. I've tried the jumper thing with this and it doesn't work. The wires are different pin out. I'm sure eventually I could figure it out, but I asked him, I was like, hey, what do you think about having to use a cable box as your power supply? And he really liked the idea. So basically we're going to splice the 12 volt and the 5 volt wires in here. And when you go to play the PlayStation, first, this has to be plugged in. He's going to plug this in and then it's going to power up the PlayStation. I think it's drawing too much power. That capacitor says 59.775 watts. So that could be what's going on. I don't think it's going to work.
you were the chosen one.
Okay, so we're going to go back to the original jank way. And we're going to use this power supply. Goodbye, power supply. I'm going to miss you. I'm gonna get all these wires pulled and cleaned up. Okay, well, the PlayStation is running. Now, when I first started it up and tried to play God of War, this is what's on right now. After about a minute, it would get so hot, it felt like an oven, and it would shut down. I think the fan wasn't getting up to speed. Maybe these thin wires aren't capable of putting out enough 5 volt to this fan. So I directly wired the fan into the 5 volt connection that I have coming from the power supply. On the right and the left is where you need to connect your 5 volt. In the middle on the fan connector is your ground. I could also connect it to the 12 volt. And when you do that, it really kicks up. I may get a switch for it to switch between the 12 volt and the 5 volt, so you can have boost or not boost. And here is this button right here is for the power supply. So after you turn the PlayStation off, I'm gonna turn it off completely. The PlayStation is off. However, you see the fan is still spinning, and so is the fan of the power supply. In order to shut that off, you have to hit this button. That kills it all. Turn the PlayStation back on, you hit that, and then hit the power button on the front. Got this little doohickey here. It'll allow me to adjust the speed. Well, it's not the center, because I realized that it might hit the little pins there, so it's a little off center. Okay. Alright, so I got it all together, as you can see. First we gotta turn on power. Alright, so that turns off the fan. This turns it back on. You can adjust the speed. Here you go. 3 installation file. So this thing you need to put onto a flash drive. Is that right? Ps4 update P up. Okay. Plug in the USB drive containing the file into the PS4. Start the PS4 in safe mode. Press and hold the power button down. Release after the second beep. Select initialize PS4. Reinstall software. So you got the USB. You need to also make sure that it's a FAT32. I know this one already is because I've already done that before. FAT32. If not, then you need to format it. Right click on it and it'll say format. Do that. But yeah, so you got PS4 update, PS4 update. All right, now we're going to eject this. Old drive. All user data will be deleted. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, unfortunately. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a brand new PS4 now. Now, if you were trying to jailbreak it, not gonna be able to do that now because now the software is gonna be new. This has 9.5 software on it. I don't know if it's because I changed the power supply or not. It may, I would think after it needs to do a restart, it would restart, come back on its own. But maybe because I added that new power supply, it's not able to do that. So you'll have to turn it back on manually. It's shut down. I turned it back on. I don't really know how long it took for the PlayStation firmware to install. The blue light never shut off, and then I accidentally unplugged it and plugged it back in, and it was fine. And then I unplugged it again while it was booting up. So hopefully it's still fine. We're gonna try to boot it up again. There we go. So this is with the new hard drive. This isn't really indicative of how long it takes to boot up because it's the first boot up. You know, I upgraded the storage, so I just want to show it's there. 38 gigs out of 1.77 terabytes. Not quite 2 terabytes, which is what they advertise. They never give you what they advertise. Pretty much guaranteed that every storage device that you get is not what it's advertised. It's probably because of my shitty capture card.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Okay, so I cut this off. This was the connector for the back, the power connector. As you can see, it thins out the wires pretty thin there. And so basically, it was a bottleneck for power or wattage going to the PlayStation. And this thing was getting really hot, and with the fan going and playing God of War, it got so hot it started. You could hear the fan start to die down as the PlayStation was drawing more power. So I cut this out, eliminated the bottleneck, ran thicker wire from this point, and now I've been running God of War for about 30-40 minutes now. I was playing it for a little bit, got past the point where it was dying before, and it's a little warm, but this game was not able to play at all before because it would just overheat almost immediately and crash. So yeah, it's good now. I'm able to play it, no problem. This is a pretty intense game. Like, as far as I've never actually played the game, but I mean, from what I can tell, it really taxes the PlayStation. It doesn't like it. It's too many graphics for this PS4, or maybe it just needs an update. And I haven't really connected to the internet yet. This game is way too easy. I can one-hand this game. Oh, and I got this controller working, sort of. I just bypassed the Bluetooth thing and went in the system and said wired only. I don't know how to fix that right now, but yeah, I'm gonna throw a B-roll of this PlayStation, get some close-ups on it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe, and maybe I'll start cutting up some more things. You know, get this little Terralamas cooking. I use sweet mac and cheese. Don't tell me you don't like mac and cheese. I have to give you all my recipe. Maybe that'll be one of my videos. Alright. I think that's it.